look forward to getting no N64 or GameCube games in our growing library. That would be stupid.
Level 857 Video Game Podcast.
A slew of new retro games could soon hit Switch Online.
A slew.
A slew.
A slew.
When's the last time you used slew?
I've never seen.
I had to
that
read
word.
that a couple times. You know? I'm like, a slew.
I thought it said slow.
A slow.
A slew.
A slow trickle of
slew.
games. All right, so what gets me mad is when people say, "Oh, Nintendo Online can finally be worth it because it's getting more games." I'm like,
No,
dude, they offer you like what 50 to like 100 games. How many games is in there from Nintendo and Super Nintendo? There's a bunch in there.
I haven't looked in a while, but there's a shitload.
There's a bunch and you only pay $20 a year for Nintendo Online. I mean, obviously, it's not for the online because Nintendo Online is still crap.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless you got an Ethernet adapter and maybe have fighting people around you and stuff. But playing overseas and all that, nah, that's not happening on Nintendo. So the fact, but they were talking about maybe, and they've been talking about this for a long time, whether it be a rumor or for real this time, that Nintendo is going to add maybe Game Boy and Game Boy Color games to the service.
Oh, wow.
that would be cool.
But I mean, it still shocks me that people are saying, "Oh, now it's worth it." We get Game Boy games. Like, what are you talking
Game
about,
Boy?
Dude, 20
It's
a
like
year.
going back.
Do you see the title? Like, they have like the best titles on their shit.
For $20 a year, you can play like all the role players, all the action games,
Yeah.
like every popular game for Nintendo. And then they get mad when they get something they never heard of. Somebody's favorite game is that. But
Someone's going crazy for that
Exactly,
shit. I'm still
exactly.
waiting for Super Ninja Brothers.
I think that might be. I'm not sure. I got to take a look
it's
at
on
it.
there.
Yo, they got Super Contra on?
They have Little Ninja Brothers for Nintendo.
Little Ninja Brothers.
Super
Right,
Ninja
right.
Boy might be next.
My bad.
Maybe. And somebody's like, "Oh, this is stupid." Like somebody likes
won't be
these
like-
games. Yeah, exactly. But you know, I can't get excited. That excited. I'm like, oh, I'm paying my $20. Now I get it. Now I get my Game Boy game. I'm like, what? Come on.
We're talking $20 here, man.
It's only $20 for your online for the year, not the month. And you're getting to play Mario Brothers. If you had just Mario Brothers, like you got Tetris 99, that alone is worth $20 a year.
I would definitely
Like,
say
what
so.
the hell?
Just Tetris 99 alone.
But then-
That's fine.
But people
Damn
people just shrug it off like, and they're not giving us like Final Fantasy 2 and 3 and all this every time.
Metroid?
Yeah. Oh,
Have
no.
you played Super Metroid? Like,
Exactly. No, it's not worth it. Not worth it.
Super Metroid is insane.
Dude, try buying any of those games right now. All of those games are $100 a piece. You buy those retro games
Nah, I'm good.
and play it for your system.
Just emulate it, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
Now the thing is, to a certain extent, I can understand why people are upset when they release a title.
I know they're mad because
you can emulate the fucking thing on anything. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on pretty much any device.
Oh, your phone.
So it's like.
But they said
for them
they would prefer that they sell it. I mean, obviously, maybe that's another thing they could do, but they would prefer they sell it and they'll sell it like what $5 to $10 a piece.
Well,
But that's
I
not
mean-
$20 like a year.
I get it. I get it.
$20.
They still charge you $8 to $10 for Super Mario Brothers 1.
I would still prefer the virtual console though, because you had.
Well, yeah,
so
because
many-
it's
so much
yours
more-
and all
yeah,
that. But how many times are you gonna buy the same fucking game?
Yeah, well,
Options are good.
Depends on the game.
they don't want.
I know. No, options are good. If
They
they
don't
had the
want money,
choice, if they had the
it's,
choice that
you
you
know.
can still purchase this little ROM for whatever money they have, they should have the choice.
Right.
Because there's memory cards. You can
Yeah.
download it. They don't want the piracy, blah, blah, blah. That's probably why. But it's already a ROM on, you can find it.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, I'm on the fence with it, man. It's like I'm not excited, but I also understand why, you know.
Yeah, but
It's-
I mean,
it is
I
a good-
understand. Listen,
it's
this is
a good
why.
value. It
This
is.
is why
It is a
people
good value.
shrug it off and say, okay, they're not giving me what I want. Because there's so many good titles that they haven't released on it. And they don't release
Oh,
it
yeah.
like monthly. They just
Right.
trickle 3 titles out. And if you don't get that
Yeah.
Earthbound or whatever in that 3 titles, they get very mad and they
Well,
feel like they deserve
Like
more.
they've been betrayed.
Yeah.
Well, in this day and age with with Sony and Microsoft, they
Well, no, they offer
release
more.
a monthly.
but it's
bunch of games,
$60,
so it's-
$70 a year.
Dude,
Like,
Understood, but still, it's like
Dude, today's gamer is spoiled as shit.
well, there you go.
Spoiled as
There you go.
fuck.
Entitled.
This
like
Very
that
entitled.
that is fact.
I'd be like, you're
from
lucky you
Game
can work with
Pass
anything.
to the amount of 10 like games that you would rate a 10 that come out on a fucking monthly basis every year.
Yeah.
And you're gonna complain like this. Gamers are spoiled as fuck. That's
How
just
long-
the way it is.
No, that's the problem.
If they do release Game Boy and Game Boy Color, how long before they say, when the fuck is Nintendo 64? Like, how, they're not going to be
it's-
happy.
No, you give them something and they
never gonna
want
happen
something
either.
else. It's
Yep.
the way it is.
That's never gonna
It's the
happen.
way
Like,
it
oh, my
is.
007.
They're like 2-year-old children.
They be like, there's only 3 games for Nintendo 64?
We had this conversation actually like yesterday, actually, because we were talking about DLC. There's been so much DLC that's been released for games that we actually like. Like, for example, Blasphemous just dropped a DLC trailer for their last DLC, and they announced Part 2's coming out in like
teaser for 2,
2023. And it's like, there's been so many titles I'm like, that I beat, that I love. I want to play the DLC for them, but I can't because they keep releasing these amazing games. Not good games, amazing games. It's an oversaturation of incredible games.
You got to play some more shit.
And
Yeah, we need some bad. We need bad titles.
You know what
we
it
need
is?
some shitty fucking.
what
there
it
are
is?
bad. Don't
The
don't
people
wish.
that are developing games now are the people that went through like the dark ages of gaming.
Yeah.
And
they know.
who grew up with the super fun stuff, and that's why we're getting such high quality stuff these days.
Yeah,
Well,
but
it's just more polished versions
And
of
technology
10
and all
10
that.
rated
I would,
games.
I would correct what you just said. You're asking for shitty games. I would be careful asking for that, man. 'cause,
No, he just said
I mean,
more
you got- if
time
you-
to play the
I
good
mean, if
ones.
you go to the eShop, man, you freaking there's a ton.
But
of
the
shitty
thing
games.
is,
There's a lot
the
of
reason
shit.
I don't mind is because it gives me more time to play out these games that have so much content in there to get the full experience. Like, you know, I always talk about Astral Chain. I wish I played more of it. Like Red Dead Redemption 2, I didn't get a chance to play side shit because it's
Well, you
such
have
a
to
long
move
game.
on.
I have to move on. Like,
Same.
and the Strider, remember the Strider game? I beat at 46%. I'm still pissed about it because I had more games in the backlog.
If only it was on the phone.
Shut the fuck up.
You can
But
play it
You
anywhere.
can take it with you, man. Yeah.
Yo, support your franchise.
You know, I can take with me this knife. No, but but it's that's the thing. It's like the DLC for everything, you know, Bloodstain and all that shit. No, I got a backlog. I'll get to it one day, and you don't.
No, listen,
You know?
it's definitely a good problem to have, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those situations where we're all accustomed to with all these other services, we're all accustomed to getting a monthly, you know, release of games.
Especially Game Pass, dude.
Yeah,
Especially
Bro,
Game Pass. That's
I
one of the
just-
reasons why I didn't get it.
dude. It was,
That's one of the reasons. I'm like, no, I know me. I'm like, what's this? What's this?
You know what's
what's
funny
this?
is,
And I'm
like-
like, oh, I got 50 games in my backlog.
a lot of
fuck? I can't do that.
a lot of indie games from the indie eShop recap that we watch, like trailers of,
Yeah.
are in freaking Game Pass. And
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? Like, this is pretty cool. Like, you know, I can try it out. You know,
You know what would be
But-
funny though?
what's up?
All right. So say the big announcement from Nintendo's next Direct, which is any day now. So
There'll be at least 50 videos about the exact date.
listen, it's a Thursday. I know that.
Making
Yeah, it's always a Thursday.
making your prediction.
It's a Thursday.
But-
it's a Thursday.
If they announce that Game Boy and Game Boy Color or Game Boy Advance, whatever the hell they want to announce, it's probably not Game Boy Advance because they got that Castlevania Game Boy Advance collection coming in. It's not going to be
The DS,
released in there.
The DS. No,
Yeah. So if they release Game Boy and Game Boy Color and they don't announce Pokemon for the next year, oh my gosh, you know how many people are going to be furious because they can't play Pokemon on a 65-inch TV screen.
I would dead ass play Pokemon Red again.
I know you're one of them. Nah. But no, if they don't release it, they're gonna be so mad, and they're like, Nintendo doesn't care. You know, blah, blah,
And it's
blah.
not like just disappointed.
meanwhile-
It's not disappointed.
No, they'll be
it's
furious.
livid.
Yeah.
Hatred.
Livid hatred.
Meanwhile, I'll be sitting here waiting for Gargoyle's Quest like me. when y'all got me on that. When y'all got me on Gargoyle's Quest, though. They're like, no,
And I'm waiting for-
Pokemon all day.
And I'm waiting for Punch Out.
They're gonna come out with Tetris on Game Boy for you.
Nah, man.
Like,
Yeah.
what? Why? It has to.
You already got that in 99. They always
Yeah,
like
I know, it's always
they
there.
already-
Yeah.
it's so many.
They got the ill filter.
Man. Well, actually, next month, Tetris Effect Connected
On Switch.
comes out on the
You know what the
Yeah.
crazy thing? Not to segue to talk about Nintendo Direct or anything. It's like the amount of disappointment I've had recently with a lot of things I've been waiting for. I'm like,
No, before you get into that,
yeah.
we could just go into talking about it because. It's
Oh, no,
the
I'm
last
just gonna
news.
say I'm just
saying,
used to it. I'm
you
just
don't
used.
have to have it in the
I'm
news
just
segment.
used to disappointment. So I'm just like,
Well, you like
Yeah.
Sega.
thanks Sega and Konami. Thank you.
Damn.
Thank you.
Oh man! So I mean, if Nintendo releases Game Boy into the online, how happy would that make you guys? Or do you care? Or are you just waiting for Nintendo 64? Or do you even go online on the Switch? So just let us know in the comments, and we'll leave it at that.
Or not.
Or not.